Hello again and welcome back to what should be a short update video for you, but for me this is the third attempt in 2 days to make it. You see, if you've watched more than one of my update videos, you've probably noticed that I get tongue-tied. And you throw a little bit of anxiety in there and it happens more than I'd like to admit. And well, after recording the first take, I thought it went pretty good. And upon rewatching it, I realized there was this whole section that where my mouth and my brain were clearly not communicating, and those weren't even words. I don't know what was coming out of my mouth. And in a moment of shock and embarrassment, I deleted the video. And the second attempt, it went better. However, I was kind of rushing it, and it just didn't seem that good. So I would like to try this again and show everybody what I've been up to, the little bit I have done, which is right in front of me. I finally did one of these I spent the weekend working on these little end sections. This one, I realized I had just enough material to do it. And I bought this Pico line side kit about a month ago, and assembled it and had it waiting, and had a little bit of speckling left from when I did the N-gauge layout to do the road. So this is all made from speckling. And I embedded the line side kit into the speckling because my original idea was I was going to have bring the concrete out and make it look embedded in the concrete, but I didn't like the way that was looking, so I ended up getting some of that, the same fine track ballast I'd use for that road over there, and use that to make little gravel walkways. I think that turned out really well. It's not done yet. I need to find some fencing I like to go with that, and the lanterns aren't painted, and these little fences really look like they should be rebarred, so they might get painted black. I'm not sure yet. But continuing on, I 3D printed these using these as a base in Tinkercad. You was just able to modify the file and just add a square in there and stretch and lengthen it and make it to fit the size. So that's how I got my little concrete barriers. And they actually are made in like an L bracket, so they can actually come out a little bit. Because I knew I wanted to slope the land up a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but it does slope up. And I use more of the speckling to kind of fill this in a little bit on all four. And then I used plaster cloth and put a layer of that over it. And that worked out really well. Gave me just about the look I was going for. And of course, I wanted to, because this is meant to look like it may have been a double track main at one point, I had a scrap piece of track, so I embedded it in there so it looked like a abandoned bit of rail. Just assuming they didn't have money or time or cares to pull it up, and just cut it and left it instead of repaving the whole thing. It's my attempt at storytelling anyway. The cracks, they're done with a pen, and I did a lot of my own, but I also followed some of the natural cracks of the speckling. As it dried, it cracked, as it does. So I was able to blend a lot of that in, and I took some watered down black paint and put on here and here to try to make it like a little oil stain. And on top of that, the road itself, the paint job, actually was a happy accident. I limited on supplies, and all I had was 2 shades of gray, a light granite and a dark blue-gray. Just that cheap Walmart apple barrel paint. You can get it at craft stores and everywhere. But I painted it with the light granite to see what it was going to look like. And it was alright, just too light. That's that color. And then there was obviously too light to be like a road. So I made a mouse. I made a gray wash out of the darker gray and just slathering it on there. Here we go. And it turned out really well. I still need to do something with these because they're too bright, but I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And because I've been neglecting the O gauge, I was looking through some old pictures and noticed I used to have one of these Chessie cabooses. And it must have been a late purchase because I don't even remember owning one. But I threw a bunch on my eBay watch list and decided why not, and just picked one up. I'm also bidding on an MPC set. I'll know tomorrow or the next. Should have less than 24 hours, so I'll know about it by this time tomorrow if I win. As well as I did the track ballasting for this section. Now, on watching that model railway guy on YouTube, one of the modulars he made, he did a rock face, and I really liked the way that looked, so I'm wanting to do something similar to on my layout, because I'm not this is a HO00. I think I've explained that before. So these scenes are more or less generic, but I'm not modeling anything specific right now, but except for a nice place to be. I want this to look like a nice place to be, like if you just went on a picnic or something and you just wanted to watch trains. Just lovely scenery is what I'm going for, and a rock face over here I think would be an awesome idea. So I'd like to do my take on that. I also picked up some people. These are trackside workers, or it's a track gang. I'm sorry. These are from P&D Marsh over there in the UK. They do nice little cast models, people. These ones I got pre-painted from Reels of Sheffield, but they do have an eBay store I've thought about picking up some stuff from. Because they have dogs. I'd really like a little sheepdog guarding my sheep, my herd. I think that would be pretty cool. I've also picked up, I'd like to put some various UK cars here. I found an eBay store in, I think it's Georgia. It's either Georgia or Pennsylvania, can't remember off the top of my head, but they stock Oxford Rail die-cast cars. So I picked up a Mini Cooper with a Union Jack on the roof, and I'd like to get a Jaguar E-Type and maybe something else that have parked there waiting on a train. Maybe another little figure standing out waiting on a train or watching or whatever. That would be pretty nice. I think that's about it for this video. I'm going to rewatch it real quick and make sure I didn't have any bumbling mistakes like the last time. And that should be it. And hopefully this is the last time I have to record this video.